8 ways rather nutritious grain and other qualities are like. Okay. My topic is recycling. A process which so simple to some but seems so meaningless to others, but something that is not only beneficial to our environment but beneficial to all of us. I chose this topic because I am interested in how recycling helps us as a mass, also to gain a better understanding and educate others on this topic after researching it. My three topics I'm going to be talking about is the history, where did recycling come from, why is it so important, the different types of recyclable materials, and lastly, provide some tips and information about how you can contribute to the green movement. Okay, without further ado, let's begin with the origin of recycling and discuss how recycling has become a universally practice. Okay, fact 1. Recycling dates back to the early 400 BC. Evidence of this has been found in the ancient city of Saragossa, which is currently today's Turkey. Archaeologists found traces that glass had been recycled, and that fact is from www.allrecyclingfacts.com. In other cases, archaeologists found evidence that early Romans recycled bronze coins into statues so they could sell them for higher monetary value. In the pre-industrial times, recycling and reusing was common and economically smarter than buying new items. During these times, recycling was mainly motivated by the economic benefits of using recycled feedstock rather than virgin or fresher materials. And during the industrial times, it became easier and cheaper to produce new goods. The technology advances helped the environment, so it was a lot easier to produce new goods rather than just recycle. People began to throw away their used items because of convenience. When the economy declined during the Great Depression, people reused and recycled again. People usually even recycled because of convenience, because they couldn't afford to buy new ones during the Great Depression. During World War II, recycling became more popular because of financial restraints and a shortage of materials and goods. It became necessary for homes to recycle waste, and it offered extra source of materials. During the post-World War II, the 1940s to 1950s, landfills became more popular and recycling became less popular. They realized it took landfills thousands of years to decompose all of the waste. In the 1960s, the recycling symbol was created, on the left-hand side is the recycling symbol, and on the right-hand side is the process how plastic can be recycled. 1970s, recycling became popular again, and the drop-off recycling centers were established. A fun fact also, since we live in New Jersey, in 1970, Rose Rowan started with an idea of towing a recycling trailer behind a waste management vehicle to collect trash and recycle at the same time. So that's how we started. You could recycle and put your trash at the same time. Curbside collection was also allowed during the late 1980s and 1990s. And Woodbury, New Jersey was the first city in the United States to mandate recycling. The importance of recycling. It saves energy. Recycling saves energy because manufacturing companies don't have to produce new items from raw materials, so they could just reuse what we recycle, so it's cheaper for them. It saves on energy consumption. It keeps production costs down. According to recyclingawarenessideas.com, recycling takes less money to make for aluminum cans from recycled materials by 95% rather than using bauxite ore, which is the raw material used to make aluminum. It also could help the environment. It reduces landfills. Who wants to live next to a landfill or within one? And recycling preserves our resources to protect our wildlife. The economy, it saves money just as the fact is similar to recycled materials. It also can create jobs for our economy and generate more revenue, because if more people start to recycle, then it can create more jobs for people, like transporting the recycled materials and being in a distribution center. Materials that can be recycled are paper. Most paper is 100% recyclable. The process of recycled paper is deposited into a large container. Recycling plant, and then they're separated into different types of grades. They wash with soapy water to remove any inks, plastic films, and staples, which is also similar to the other types of material that can be recycled, such as aluminum, glass, plastic, paper, and a lot of other things to recycle. Tips on how to recycle from trashrecycleservices.org. You can purchase only recycled materials. That's a good way to recycle. You can reduce paper ink, double side. You can ride a bike instead of public transportation. You could turn off or unplug the TVs when you're not using them. You could buy Energy Star appliances. You could don't let the faucet run, because it uses 3 to 5 more gallons. In conclusion, I would like to just briefly highlight the main points. Recycling began with our ancestors, and I would like to continue recycling for our future as well. The different types of materials can be recycled and reused. It's very easy, and it's very convenient. Recycling has been around for hundreds of years, and it continues to grow throughout our nation. Whether you recycle or not, you know the facts. Thank you. Can anybody have any questions? Yes?
All 50 states have mandatory recycling?
No, all 50 states don't. Just Woodbury was the first to mandate it. But you can recycle in all 50 states.
It's not mandatory.
No, it's not mandatory.
It was interesting that you said Waste Management was one of the first companies to recycle, which is out of the state of New Jersey. Is that correct? Waste Management, yeah. I see the big old trucks, so they're Waste Management, they're called.
Yeah,
So that's all
I believe this Woodbury was the first to mandate recycling, and they were the first to start the process of picking up recyclables and trash waste at the same time. But I believe it's Waste Management in most states as well.
Okay, but it's just that name that we have in New Jersey.
That's what it's called, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Yes.
You remember yellow things that everybody put the recycling stuff in the trash cans? Recycling trash cans? How do you get one of those?
Actually, you could go to your local waste management group, and you could just ask them for a recycling bin. But we also have recently, they also have, I know in Woodbury and other southern New Jersey, they have breast cancer awareness recycling bins now that they provide for free. You probably go to your city municipal building. Is that any more questions?
You said the products for recycling included paper,
plastic, glass, aluminum, and you can also recycle other materials as well.
Okay. All right. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.